Yo, what's up guys? It's Pygoz here, the Crypto Pie. And today is Friday guys, so we have another crypto market roundup. And we're going over Bitcoin and Ethereum into the USD and all the other pairs in my watch list, right? So let's get started. Alright, so guys, on Bitcoin, what we see here is, we had a bounce, right? And the bounce was from around 618. It went a little bit below it and then we're bouncing. So what I do then is I take my Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, and we're on the 6-hour chart, guys. And what you can see is basically it went to 38.2. It nearly touched it, and then it got rejected big time. Well, since I wasn't in Bitcoin, I was in Neo, I definitely took my profits after I saw this. I didn't sell exactly at the top, but I got the biggest move of what happened. So does this mean that we're going down now? Well, no, not necessarily, but when I see candles like this, I definitely take my profits. So that is Bitcoin for you. I obviously have to get rid of this fib for now, and we're more looking at the fib from the bottom to the top again, right? So just from here. Oh, I need to take my fib. So from the bottom here to the top, right? And you see the 618 area is definitely hit there. And what's the next area I'm looking for? Well, it's the 886, right? At around 58.75. And that also gets down to this bottom. Just real quick, if you also just take the swing high to the swing low, it's also the negative 236. So we have a lot of confluence here, right? We have exactly this area, what I marked before. This is actually like a very strong area. So if we fall down and we don't bounce here, well, then I expect us to bounce here. It's that simple. Okay, so move on. We got Ethereum. Ethereum kind of the same thing. We're having this bounce, etc. So, and where was this bounce taking place? It went a little lower than 618, right? It went all the way to 786, so you could have bought it there and then swinged it up. But it's kind of the same story, right? If Bitcoin tanks, then Ethereum will tank as well. So let's move on further. We got ADA to Bitcoin. So what's ADA doing? Well, ADA already bounced from the 886. So what you want to see here is pretty nice. We're seeing like a double bottom forming. So that's pretty good to see. Definitely on my watch list. You see it here on my flag list. So I'm watching this one every day, and if it shows me bullish, then I might enter for a position. However, right now I'm mostly looking at Neo, right? So for just my trades. But ADA is definitely not looking too bad. It's making a double bottom here. So let's see, ADX is doing kind of the same thing. It's double bottoming. That's good to see, right, guys? I mean, since we had lower lows all the time, now it's kind of like putting in. So what you want to see, guys, is, so this was our high. Well, this one is higher, right? So you got that higher high is in. Now what you want to see is you got this low. Well, this second low is higher, right? So you got the higher low in as well. That is the start of an uptrend. Okay, so you obviously want to have this confirmed. So it can definitely drop lower, but it tries to hold here at least. Let's see what the Fibonacci here is. What is it? 618, right? 65, 618. That area is very important. So yeah, there you go. So Aeon is making new lows, but the same thing here is happening. It's trying to make a higher low, which I think this is one's like almost the 886. It looks like, yeah. See, 886. See, you can eyeball that if you have done this enough. So yeah, it's making about an 886. Then we have Ambroses doing the same thing as well, making a higher low at the 786 from the bigger run up. And from the smaller one, what is this? From the smaller one, I'd say it's about 618. Yeah, see, 618. So AppCoin, it's also trying to put in a higher low, but this one's very risky. I mean, let's be honest, guys. These wicks are mad. It's massive rejection to the downside, but I see this more as like a bull trap than anything. If you don't count the wicks, we're just making a higher low, and you will kind of want to play it up to here. These wicks are all bull trap, right? So then we got Bitcoin Cash. It's still in that buy zone too. I mean, you would need to stretch it out a little bit, but it's technically still in there. and then you might expect a wave up, but it's not one I would want to play. Bitcoin Cash USD. We got Blue Zell here. Blue Zell is currently back at that 886 from the bigger Fibonacci. I think it's also around the 786 if we look at the smaller Fibonacci. Yeah, see 786. So, like I said, guys, if you start eyeballing it, you get better at it. So, yeah, it's looking okay. It's trying to make a double bottom here. However, you have to keep in mind, guys, all these coins that I went through here are all still under the EMAs, right? So they're still bearish in that respect. However, they are making higher lows. So, you know, you kind of see maybe we'll get a bounce potential. But like I said, guys, I still expect a double bottom on Bitcoin. Whether that will happen or not, if it proves me wrong, I just enter a little bit higher on my Neo trade or whatever trade I'll do. And I'll still make profit, alright? You don't need to worry about that. Just worry about your own trades. So, yeah. Then we got BNB, Binance. Well, we got Binance here. So, Binance is definitely trending under the EMAs on the 6 hour. However, is it getting to an interesting zone yet? It's nearly, I mean, definitely watch this, guys. Watch it when it gets to the 618, alright? Because that is an interesting zone. I mean, you also have all this area. So what I would do here is basically just put like a nice zone here, right? So this is your zone that you're looking for. So yeah, just wait for patiently to get there, and perhaps you'll get a bounce. Then we have BQX here. BQX under both EMAs. However, it's the same picture as all the others. It's making a higher low, which I think is about a 786. Well, 786 confirmed. Right, we got Bitcoin 1 with the futures. So guys, this is interesting to look at, right? You always want to look at the futures at Friday, because these will stop trading. See, they're delayed. So all the trading that will go on right now is just people not trading the futures. So after the weekend, always some big gap happens. Look at this gap, right? So before that weekend, and then after that we were here. So it's funny to see. But you will see it again. So maybe it depends, right? Maybe we'll be up here like on Monday. Maybe we'll be down here. The futures will start there then. So yeah, we got the longs. The longs are getting a little bit comfy here. That's why I think maybe we can see another leg down as well. They're just getting a little bit too comfy in my opinion. Then we got the shorts. The shorts are still down. They're making a nice double bottom. It's, you know, I mean, you can even put it on here, guys. So this is just the shorts, right? 786 for the shorts compared to Bitcoin. So it's one to look at, right? So Bitcoin Gold, all right. So also making a double bottom here, which I think also went to about 618. If we look here, actually it went almost to 786, but you know, it's definitely finding some resistance here at the Ichimoku Cloud. On the 6 hour, under the 55 EMA, in between the 21 and the 55. It's not one that you want to buy immediately. You have a higher low, right? Because higher high. This is your high there. You get a higher high. You get a higher low. Uptrend confirmed. So when you see this kind of stuff, you can buy it, because then your uptrend's kind of confirmed and you kind of expect it to swing higher. That's with all these coins right now. However, we don't know what Bitcoin will do, right? So Bitcoin needs to put in that higher low, guys, in order for me to start being bullish. So, BitShares. BitShares actually pretty damn bullish here. I mean, look at this, guys. What is this? This is probably not even a 618. Like, what is this? A 0.5? Yeah. So yeah, that is looking bullish. Definitely above the 21 EMA as well, above the 55 EMA, above the Ichimoku Cloud. It could definitely make a run. Alright, we can get rid of that one obviously. So I can definitely make a run here. CMT. Alright, so CMT is pretty interesting here, because it did make pretty much a double bottom here. However, it's showing some bullish RSI divergence here. Yes, you can see the price is the same low. However, the RSI is stronger here. So that tells me that we might see a bull run from CMT, which would get you to, like, I mean, you would aim for the highs, right? Let's say you buy again at the low, you expect it to go there once more, and then you want to sell here. That's a 40% gain. That's how you can see it. But guys, all right, I do want to stress to you guys, that we are still in a bear market, and I want you to take your gains, right, as you go the way up. So maybe you aim for a 40% in total, right? But I want you to take gains like on the way up. So what you do is you take your Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, and well, you see a 236 here, so you take some gains, you take some gains, you take some gains, you take some gains. You know, you keep taking profits on the way up, so you don't end up like if it plops down on you. Well, you know, what I like to do is I take profits in threes, right? So I 3 profit points on the way up, and then that's all the way to, most of the time, all the way to 618. And then if it tells me like there's a bearish point of reversal, like it showed me on Bitcoin last night, well, then obviously I take all my profits, right? Because I cannot be not taking my profits. If I see like a big reversal candle, right, like a shooting star. A shooting star is nothing more than I mean, let me try and draw it. So right there's your candle, right? And then you have a wick like this. That's a shooting star. So when you see something like that, that's very bearish, because then your wick is to the upside, right? When you, just in general, when you see wicks to the upside, that's bearish on a larger time frame, like a 4-hour and a 6-hour. When you see that, it's bearish. You can see this big wick, and then after that, what did we do? Well, we went down. So keep you know, just keep looking out for that. Dash to Bitcoin. We're going down here. It tried to pump up, but that was just a massive pump. Big bull trap area here, and that's the wick, right? And then we're going down. So yeah, Dash is, I think, I mean, it's making new lows all the time, so it's not one I want to trade. Dent is trying to bottom out, but I kind of want to see it really bottom out, right? So I mean, it's going a bit right now, but it could definitely go a little bit like this, and then eventually, you know, start trending upwards again. So let it bottom out, guys. It's not one I'm looking at right now at all. Even though there might be really big gains in there, let me just look for fun. It's not that big, so 100%. There's much bigger gains in the big coin, the bigger coins, guys. So you don't need to worry too much about Dent. Elf is doing what a lot of them are doing, guys. So a lot of them are doing the same thing, right? They're making double bottoms with a higher low, which is very nice to see. Which I think this one is about a 786, maybe an 886. 886, alright. So yeah, so that's good to see. Even though they're still below the EMAs, they're definitely setting in higher highs. So this high is obviously higher than here, even higher than here, and then higher low. So that is good to see, guys. That is how a trend starts, right? But then you want to see continuation. So if it just goes to this EMA and goes back down, well, that's a possibility as well. So you need to keep that in mind, right? EOS, it went below the 6.5 from this big run up. So what I expect is to come down to 786, so around that 9150 Satoshi area. However, perhaps it could hold here, so you need to keep this bottom here in mind as well if you're trading EOS. ETC, Ethereum Classic, is above Digimogo Cloud, above both EMAs. Is one of the bullish ones, guys. I mean, you just see. So this is a typical example of an uptrend, guys, right? So you got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You see, that's an uptrend. So when you just only see this, you see a higher high and you see a higher low. Well, guess what? Now you can look at entering this trade because you just confirmed yourself an uptrend. And when you confirm yourself an uptrend, you can start looking at the Fibonacci's like I do, right? So, I mean, take like the low to the high and aim for this negative 236. Well, guess what? You hit your target. Now, would I have taken all my profit here? Yeah. Would I have taken profit on the way up? Yeah, of course. So what I would have done is as well is like take my Fibonacci, right? And I just place it like this down here. Well, I would have probably taken my profit some here, right? And then after that, when I see it getting above that 6.5, I might add again, as crazy as it sounds. And then I aim for the 236. because that is where you want to go. Well, I wouldn't have a chance to add here because there were no pullbacks. But if there were pullbacks, I would have added, right? So, yeah, then you just sell your last bit up there because you just confirmed yourself an uptrend. Well, and then what are you looking for? Well, then you take your Fibonacci from the bottom to the low, and you're looking for the 0.5 to 618 area again because you confirmed yourself an uptrend. Well, this is where you would have bought. You bought something again, and then what are you looking for again? Well, you're looking for the 236 again because it did it before. And what do you get to? You get to this area once again, right? And that's where you sell. But like I said, I would have also sold some on the way up. And then, you know, that's how you make money, guys. So, you know, I want to stress you guys that you need to keep taking your profits on the way up. Trust me, I've been greedy and I've not always done it, and it bites you, guys. It will bite you. So keep taking profits, all right? Because it will bite you in the end when you always aim for a 40, 50, 60% run and you don't get it. Well, when it's going against you in a bearish mode, right? So the first sign is it drops below that cloud on the 1 hour. It's below the EMAs on the 1 hour. You're still not taking a profit because you see red. You don't want to be selling in the red, right? Because that's your psychological thing. Then you call yourself stupid, even though maybe you're still massively in profit, 40% up. You don't want to sell in the red. Well, it keeps dropping. Now you're at 20%. It keeps dropping. Now you're at 10%. Right? And you don't seem to get any bounces. That can happen, guys. And then eventually you'll be in a loss in a trade that was previously in profit 60% up. So that's why I tell you guys to keep taking profits. There's nothing wrong with taking profits on the way up. We make our roadmaps based on Fibonacci and on Elliott waves and on Fibonacci extensions, but they are not the, you know, you cannot be like, okay, I sell it all there. I mean, that'd be a perfect trade, right? Don't get me wrong. But what if it doesn't get there and you didn't sell on the way up? Well, you know, that's how it is. Or you can be like very disciplined. There's multiple ways to exit, right? You can also be like, okay, if it drops below the EMAs, I'm out, right? I take my profit. Or if it drops below the cloud, I'm out. I take my profit on the 1 hour, right? That's just your system. But you need to have a system. I like to take profits on the way up because it makes me feel good, right? And it's a lot of trading is about your feelings as well, guys. If you feel good and you took your profits, well, guess what? When you get a dump and you don't count 5 waves yet, you can buy back in, right? And then you ride another one. So it doesn't matter how much you make, guys. It's about taking profits. In the end, all right, it's very easy, right? So let's say you make 5% profits only on your trades. Well, after 15 trades, if you wouldn't have any losses, you would have doubled your money. Right? That's a concept you need to put in your head. After 15 trades of 5%, you would have doubled your money. So, you know, I'll leave it with that. So Ethereum USD, it's, well, we already went over that, right? GTO making new lows. However, on the smaller picture, on the 6 hour, guys, making the same thing, right? Making a higher low. So they're all kind of showing the same thing. So, right, I'm getting more bullish over the overall market, guys. So Genesis Vision, this is one that's showing lower lows. However, guys, it's showing a little bit of bullish RSI divergence, which I like to see, right? I do like to see that, but I'll let it bottom out, right? Icon, so same thing here. It's showing bullish RSI divergence, even though with a new low. But I do want to see it just bottom out a little bit. So both of these coins are excellent examples because they got added later in the market. I think GVT did as well, right? Yeah, so Icon, yeah, kind of like the same term. So they're a little bit later in the whole market phase, right? In the whole market analysis. So basically, the whole market cycle, they're a little bit behind, so they still need to bottom out. I think they'll bottom out a little longer than the other coins, right? Than a lot of the other coins that are older. Then we got IOTA. IOTA, it's a Bitcoin, but it's kind of like also showing the same thing, right? So bullish RSI divergence we get to now. Well, a lot of double bottoms here, guys, on the 6 hour overall, right? IOTX, kind of showing the same thing here as well. You know, so self-key, alright guys? So a lot of people keep asking me about self-key. That's why I made like 2 videos about it already, right? It's at the 786 now, right? So, well, we had a small bounce from here. I call this a bounce. So there is a good possibility, guys, that we drop down to the 886, which is in between the 177 to 180 Satoshi. You know, can you stomach another 22% loss? If you can't, then maybe, you know, you need to at least put a stop loss or do something, right? It depends on how you trade. Now, I cannot tell you whether this could very well go down here, right? Go the bottom out a little bit and then shoot back up, right? Make new highs even. It could happen, guys, but when it's below the 6.5, it just proves me time and time again that we're going lower, right? Then the trend is kind of done. So right now, I just expect it to just slowly bleed out and then make a bottom. So I don't want to be in there. That's up to you guys, though. Kyber Network. All right, so we have a double bottom here, which, what is this showing us? A 786 here. You know, it's the same pattern as all the others, guys. Double bottoms. We just, you know, making higher highs, higher lows. So, you know, it's all looking good. But if Bitcoin drops once more, then most likely these will drop as well. Now, guys, there are coins that you can make money in, even in when Bitcoin's dropping and everything. But you need to go on other exchanges than Binance for that most of the time, right? There are exchanges like KuCoin and Cryptopia. I'm not on Cryptopia, but on KuCoin I am. It's just what you need to look at, right? Then we got Chainlink, right? We have the same thing here, double bottom. I think it's about 618. You know, just eyeballing it, it should be about 786. Okay, I was wrong. That's fine. So yeah, they're doing the same thing, guys, making a double bottom. Loom, double bottoming here as well. Massive pump. Okay, so guys, this is gap theory, right? Just quickly going over gap theory for people who don't understand it yet. So when you get a candle like this, or maybe you get 2 candles, you know, one here and then another one like that, what you want to look at is this is your gap, right? So what needs to happen is you need to fill that gap, and that's exactly what it's doing, right? It gives everything back. This whole candle, it's giving it back, because it needs to slowly go up there. You know, it needs to go boom, 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 boom. It needs to test every price there. It cannot just bounce up like that. That's too crazy. So Lisk, lower low, but bullish R-side divergence. But I would want to see this bottom out. So yeah, Litecoin, low. Same story, guys. I want to see it bottom out. Right? Litecoin to dollar is a little stronger. Decentraland. So, well, I mean, I take that back, guys. You can trade one. Okay, that's very choppy and gives you, you know, it's like one that you can trade when Bitcoin's doing absolutely not much. So what you can do here, guys, is basically buy in these lows and then just aim for a little 5%. And it might take a few days, but you will get that 5% most likely. Just looking back, right? You just need to go over charts, guys. And if you see like crazy patterns like this, well, then your probability when you buy low that you can sell at least 5-6% again. So when you buy, you just put your sell at 5% higher, and you hope it gets there. Well, and then if you one day you wake up and you see a significant low, well, maybe you need to take your loss. But by that time it happens, most of the time you already have a few trades in, so that loss will be way less significant than the gains you made, right? So that's one thing you can look at with these kind of coins. Then we got MFT here. So there's multiple ways to trade, guys. There's not only my way, you know, is the holy grail or anything. There is no holy grail, right? It just works well for me. And then I also have other ways to trade where I trade panics. I trade panics way different than with Fibonacci's and everything. You know, I still use them, but it's way different. It's way different. So a panic is when a support falls, right? So here's the support for MFT, for example. If it will fall below it, well, every 10% that it drops, if you just add a little bit of your money, well, most of the time more often than not, it will bounce back to the support level, and you will make money when you sell. So that's just another way you can trade. There's multiple ways, guys. Right? There's not one strategy, and you should know multiple strategies. Right? So Moneta is kind of showing a descending triangle. I don't like that. So yeah, that's not one to look at. MTL. Well, once again, guys, the gap theory, right? You pop up, what happens after? Well, you need to give it all back, and even more, even more. So yeah, that happens, right? So Nano, making higher lows. It's doing the same as a lot of them. Navcoin, higher lows. This one is really trying to bottom out here. It's, you know, the EMAs are getting closer as well. It's still under the 21 and 55 though. Big cloud here, but this one might bottom out as one of the first because it's already in the bottoming process here. Ncash, higher low. It's also trying to bottom out. Nablio, lower low. But well, no, not really. This one's not good. Neo to Bitcoin. So you see Neo got strong again, higher low. And Neo was really weak for the longest time, but it's getting strong again. So that's good to see. We went to 786 here on both Bitcoin and USD. So yeah, that's good to see, guys. Higher high, higher low, uptrend confirmed. Well, you know, we should be able to see a higher high, but what I think is that Bitcoin will drop once more, and then we can buy Neo at the lows again, right? So, am I adding right now? No, I have an alert set though on my trade dash. Let me just show you guys, right? So I have alert set on Neo either for a drop, right, or for when it pops out that I need to just get back in Neo and go for a trade. I don't trade in this is a no trade zone for me, right? In between this is a no trade zone for me. This is the USD one, by the way. But this at the moment it's no trade zone. I bought it exactly here. I told the people in Telegram. I bought it exactly here. I swinged up for about 7%, and yeah, now you know, just waiting patiently. And I mean, when I saw this candle, obviously I got a little bit scared, right? I mean, you need to be on the lookout because this is a bearish candle, and the cloud's definitely here. So I just want to see it break this, then I'm ready to get in bullish. Or if it just gets back to the lows, I'm okay to jump back in, right? So that's for Neo. Neo USD, well, I just told about it. OMG, lower lows, higher lows, a little bit bullish RSI divergence, but I kind of want to see this bottom out. Ontology, well, guys, what can I say? Yeah, it's not looking too good on an ontology right now, honestly. We are at a 618, but we had I mean, can you even call this a bounce? It's yeah, I want to see bullish momentum first on this one before I get in. PivX, guys, lower low, not even really a bullish RSI. So yeah, I cannot really see anything there. POE, well, same thing, guys. Gap theory. All right, went up, big pump, gives everything back. Right. So yeah, that's just how it goes, guys. Gap theory is pretty interesting as well, right? So you go up and then you need to give everything back because you went up without showing anything of any testing of the price. So it tests it down here. Same thing here, Power Ledger. So the more things you know, guys, and don't get analysis paralysis, right? Where you put like tons of indicators on your chart and you get analysis paralysis. That's why I like to keep my charts clean. All you see on my charts, guys, is a VWAP, which is a volume weighted average. You see an EMA, you see an Ichimoku cloud for support and resistance, and you see an RSI. All there is. That's all there is to it. The tools I use, Fibonacci, Elliott wave. That's it. You don't see like all these crazy things on my charts. I'm not going to add Bollinger Bands, sequential whatevers, and MACD. Well, MACD is nice sometimes though to have the MACD on here. I do add that sometimes to give me some confluence, but I don't have it all up all the time. You know, I like to keep my charts for myself. This is my personal style of trading, and this is the way I look at it. Of course, I have volume on there. But yeah, QTM. So lower lows with higher low on the R side. Well, a little bit, you know. I want to see this bottom out. RLC. So RLC, guys, is showing higher lows, but the same pattern as a lot of them, right? Higher lows, higher highs, trying to make a established trend, bullish trend. Salt. So lower lows, but yeah, not really interesting there because it's not bullish outside divergence storm. Higher lows, well, same thing as all the other guys, but you have to keep in mind that all of those are still under the EMAs, etc., right? So I talk about EMAs, I talk about higher lows, lower lows, etc., because they're all important. But you know, higher lows is a good sign, though, guys. So keep that in mind, right? You can definitely have a big bottom out and then go all the way back up here. It's just very possible. Stratus, because everything's getting very oversold as well. If you go look on the dailies, right? I mean, it was already very oversold here. You got a bounce, so then you basically got the higher lows once again. So same lows, but a little bit of bullish RSI divergence. So Stratus kind of want to see a bottom out. Substratum, higher lows. Well, same pattern as a lot of them under the EMAs though, under the cloud. Tron is actually moving, guys. So now you kind of want to see like where is it moving to, right? Under 6.5, I kind of want to see it still to go to 786 from this bigger run up. So around 481, which yeah, I'd say like this area, right? If you just look at the area, which you could say it met already, but in the short term, if you want to look where would this go? Well, you take this high, right, and you put that on there. Well, you see the 236 here, 382, whatever. And if you want to put another Fibonacci, maybe you want to take this high and you want to take this low. Well, then you have like 382 hit right up here. So they all give you confluence, and that's how you can look at the market and just put your targets where you want to sell if you jumped in on this. I didn't. I mean, not. Yeah, I didn't. So, V-chain. Lower lows, not looking too good. I want to see this one bottom out. Wobby, well, it's slightly higher low. I'd say this is even lower than 886. Is it? Probably yes, right? Yeah, it is. But it is a higher low nonetheless. So why I say higher lows and stuff, guys, is because when you get a higher lows, you can potentially count this as a 1, and then you can count this as a 2. Even though it gets really close to it. As long as it doesn't get a lower, then it can be potential 2 for a, you know, a 3 there. So but then you have to look at like the 3, right? The 3 will most likely not get that high. Probably more like this, and then the 4 will get like this, right? And then you will get a 5. You will most likely get something like that going on if this is the low, and then you make a rising wedge pattern. Why do I say this? Is Binance USD. So that was an alert. So let's just take a look real quick, guys. Binance Neo, USDT Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin. Let's take a look at. So we hit that EMA. That's why the alert was there, guys. Definitely need to watch this right closely. We might get a pump. There's the Neo one. Let me just go on my other screen real quick. Put in some orders. You can't see this. I just need to do this. Sorry, guys. Putting in just one order here, and aiming not high at all, guys, because I know I'm buying a breakout and I don't like buying breakouts, right? So I'm aiming very conservatively here. You know, if I can take 5%, I'm happy, right? So that's how I play it, guys. That's how I play it. So anyways, let's continue. So that is in, right? That is in. So Wabi, like I said, higher low, and we were talking about the rising wedge. That's most likely what will happen because you had a really big retracement, right? So sorry about that, guys, because you know, that's what the alerts are for. I need to react to it and definitely get in, you know, start making some profits. So yeah, it's just how it is, guys. It's just how it is. Can this be a fake out? Sure it can. That's why I didn't go in big. I never. So guys, I'm not a breakout trader myself personally. It's not my biggest forte. So I don't buy big. I don't buy big at all on them. But I do acknowledge them, and I buy in small, and then I add more on the pullbacks, right? So that's how I play them. So one chain, guys. One chain, lower low, higher low on the RSI. So you know it's bullish RSI divergence, right? So once again, guys, it can go bull, but it's, you have to consider all of those are under the EMA, so you have to consider that as well if you're very conservative. Waves is, well, kind of the same lows here, right? And I mean, this wick really messes with it, so I don't like looking at that chart. All right, I just skip it, guys, because I just obviously don't like looking at it, right? I don't care about waves, all right? So that wick needs to be out of our screen first. It could definitely make a run, but there's so many cryptos, guys. You know, I don't really mind waves. Walton chain here. It's trying to bottom out. However, I don't like this just slowly going like this. It's very, you can make money here though, guys. I mean, it's very choppy. So yeah, that's Walton for you. It's trying to bottom out a little bit, but it's going a little bit up, which could also bear flag. Right, then we have Bitcoin Euro, Bitcoin USD, Bitcoin USD. Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens is making a lower low, higher low on the RSI, bullish RSI divergence. So it's still not above the EMAs, but like I said, guys, it is showing some bullish RSI divergence, so it could potentially go up. That's with a lot of them, right, guys? Just the only thing you have is potential, right, and probabilities. That's all you have in trading. You need to keep that in mind. So when you know that, then you know, that's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, Monero, definitely a higher low here and a higher high. It could definitely continue, right? So if you look at this, just take a look at that 618. You know, you could potentially be looking at the run, and that's great. That's great. So yeah, that's pretty much that, guys, right? That's pretty much it, I think. Oh, we still have a Ripple. Sorry, we still have Ripple. So a Ripple is lower lows and bullish RSI divergence. But if you look back, Ripple just pumps about once a year. So what you want to see, Ripple just bottom out, and then when you really see a bottom out, maybe buy in like positions, right? And if it bottoms even a little bit further, just don't be scared, because it will pump at least once a year again. That's what I believe. You don't need to believe that, but that's what I think. You know, it will just pump once more, and then hopefully you're in the pump and you can make some profits. But it's not one to hold for a long term at all, because all that it does is it pumps and then it gives everything back. Because what this does, guys, once again, gap theory, right? All these gaps here, gaps. So it gives it all back, gaps. So it gives all this back, right? Everything. Because it just doesn't go up slowly. Ripple doesn't want to go up slowly. And if it doesn't want to go up slowly, it needs to give everything back. Ripple USD, same thing. Verge, well, kind of the same thing here, right? It went super exponential. Now it's giving everything back. But it's at a low, basically a little bit higher low. And if we look in the shorter term, it's a lower low, but with bullish RSI divergence, so it could go up again. It's one to watch. That's why it's on my flag list. I definitely want to see this one making a substantial higher high and higher low, though, because this one's dangerous, right? I don't think Verge just has a huge fan club, but it doesn't have a lot going for it. So yeah, Zcash. Well, typical, right? Pump gives everything back and more, and yeah, lower low, a little bit of a higher low. So you do have a bullish RSI divergence. It's definitely in between both EMAs, though. It's not one I want to trade. Zilliqa, higher low here, higher high. It's the same thing as all the others, guys. 786 as well from the big run up. So you know, you could potentially see a big run from this, but I wouldn't just expect it. No, not immediately, okay? So, yeah, that's that. That's pretty much it, guys, for the whole crypto market roundup. And I know these videos are long, because they're simply I go over every single one of them, right, in my watch list, which is basically all of Binance, all the Bitcoin related coins. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them, right? A lot of them. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Also, guys, if you're not in my Telegram yet, join up with the CryptoPygoz blog, where you can ask me any question, you can ask other people questions. It's just a great chat box to be in, right? So join up with that. What do we have here? We had so yeah, Wall Street bonus pump, tax return pump, Chinese New Year pump, consensus pump. That's what the crypto hopium is about. And now we have the Bitcoin ETF pump, hopium. Don't get fooled. Well, that's from another Telegram apparently. Well, ETF is something totally different than all this. ETF, guys, is an exchange traded fund, and if that gets approved from the CBOE, that's huge. So I don't agree with that at all. But that is if it gets approved. I don't think we'll see a super pump before it or anything, unless the people have inside info, because it's just too dangerous, right? It's simply too dangerous. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. And let me see real quick my trade. Okay, it's where I bought pretty much. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what this does, right? So yeah. But yeah, guys, that's my opinion on that. Then we have Self-Key, yeah, some strategic partnerships with Trade.io. It's good to see, but like I've shown you guys on the charts, Key is not looking all that well under 6.5. So I mean, it went, you know, it can definitely go lower. So if I see an uptrend, however, I can jump in, right? So it's what you want to do, but it's definitely a dangerous one, guys. So keep that one in mind. All right. So also, guys, join up with the CryptoPygoz feed, where I post all my videos, post about upcoming ICOs. When I find the ICO, I'll tell you guys about it. To whitelist for it, so you can enter in on the sale if you're eligible to, right? It depends where you're from. A lot of times US citizens simply cannot participate because it's the rules. Same for China, etc., right? But I'll still talk about it because I want you guys to be able to make money. And a lot of you guys are not from the US as well, and you can get in them, right? So yeah, that's that. I mean, what I look for is infrastructure projects such as blockchains. I'm not so much looking for dApps, because decentralized applications just give you a lower return. You can go to ICOstats.com and you see basically the returns based on the type they are, and you will see that infrastructure projects give you the biggest return. All right, so for your money. So that's what we're looking at, guys. Also, I'm looking at a great team, MVP, minimum viable product, and the token metrics. You know, if the market cap is low, that they want to raise, because then it's easier to flip and make some money. So yeah, that's what we look for, guys. So that's pretty much that, guys, right? Also, follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/Pygoz, where I post charts, post all my videos, and other crypto news, and sometimes some gaming news as well. So yeah, that's that, guys. And also follow me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Pygoz, because every now and then I will do this crypto market roundup on the stream live, and also when we get sudden movements in crypto, I might go live, and you want to be followed, so you know, right? I'll also, of course, link it on Twitter and on Telegram, so you guys know when I go live, right? That's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, both Telegrams will be in the description below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit that post notification button, and if you've got any questions at all, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.